Okay, so John Broda, the Broda and Gaffney Group, powered by Epic Realty, and this is not a real estate video, as the title suggests. I'm at the 6-month mark with my Tesla Model Y, and this is a real estate professional's opinion of an electric car and going all electric. So back in June, talking to the wife, need to get a new car. I fell in love with the Model Y the day they brought them out. A friend of mine had a Model 3. I liked it, but it was a little congested for me. Just so you know, I am 51 years old. I am 6'2", 300 pounds. Bulky, but not like overly heavy. Even though the video here probably makes me look super fat, but whatever. But love the idea of an electric vehicle, but always worried about, I drive too much with my job. I mean, I average a ton of miles, and just an example of that, I bought this car and took delivery of this car on July 8th. And at the time I'm recording this video, it is January 12th. And I have 17,977 miles on the car. So I'm a realtor, like I said. I drive a lot. As you see, I'm in the car now. I had showings this morning. I decided to run this video. So what did I think? Well, one, buying a Model Y was way more affordable than I thought it would be. I was driving a used 2011 Ford Taurus Limited, fully loaded, luxury sedan basically, and loved that car. Great car to drive. I was spending about $450 a month in fuel for that car, and being an older car, 2011, this being 2024 at the time, spending a lot of money on basic maintenance. Picked that car up. It had 70,000 miles on it. By the time I got rid of that car, it had 197,000 miles on it. And I bought the car used in 2021. So I had the car 3 years, just about. And I went from 70,000 to 100. I basically put 110,000 miles on the car in 3 years of owning it. And that's the car I use for everything. Wife and I use that car to drive everywhere, same as we do now with the Model Y. So the gas was one thing. The $7,500 instant rebate was a big push for me. It made me look at a new one rather than a used one, and buying a new one with the rebate, with my trade-in, with my down payment. So, and for full disclosure, I had a 2011 Honda Pilot with almost 300,000 miles on it that we traded in. They gave me $1,600 for the trade-in. I put $1,400 cash down, and then they gave me the $7,500 rebate. And so I didn't wait for the vehicle. They had one. I'm in the Rockford area. I was in Libertyville where I purchased. They had a car in Bloomington that had 800 miles on it. So they gave me another $800 off for that. Basically $1 a mile. They were using it as a demo car down there for a couple of months. So it's still a 2024. I have the white one, black interior. It's a long range, rear wheel drive, and I really enjoy driving this. So, and I also got free supercharging for the first 3 months and free autopilot, full self-driving for the first 2 months, which I didn't use the autopilot much. And right now I have a trial going for autopilot, but I really like driving, so I only use the autopilot when I really need to, because the full self-drive requires you to be watching the road at all times. And if I look down for a moment to see a text, to see anything, it dings at me and it says we're done, you know. So it's a great system. It has tried to kill me twice, I will be fully frank. In my rural-ish area, it picks left turn lanes to be straight lanes. It's turned into traffic a couple of times. Nothing crazy. I paid attention, send my reports back to Tesla on that, and it works out fine. Doing the free supercharging was fine, but you know, I was stopping and basically treating it like a cell phone. I would wait till I got really low, go to the supercharging in my area, plug in, sit there for 40 minutes, and then go on my way. I eventually put a 50 amp breaker. I have the portable charger with me, 50 amp breaker, and I plug it in, plug in the car overnight, go from 10% to 80%, no problem, in like 7-8 hours. And that's coming out to average about $6 to $7 per day for charging. So my electric bill, you know, went up about $200, so it's about $6.50, $7 a day of charging. I don't charge every day, but I do drive a lot, so I charge most days. When I'm going to Chicago, or I know I have a very long day of driving, it's almost like driving a long trip, I will charge to 100%, but I try to limit myself to that because I don't want battery degradation. But as far as that goes, love it. The maps had no problem so far. Very accurate on how I'm working with that. Don't miss using Apple Maps on my phone and my Apple navigation, because the navigation system in here works pretty darn well in my area. Supercharging, anytime I need a charger, there's a place within a few miles. So I'm grateful for that, but I do notice when I start looking further west, like to go visit friends and family in Iowa, I have to be a little more diligent about where I'm going to go and how I'm going to charge, because there's less charging areas out that way. Have not done a cross-country trip yet. Hoping to do one of those by the end of the year. Drive this out to New York City, see my family out there. So I'll put maybe an updated video on that. Client reactions. They are surprised that I was able to pick this up so affordably. Like I said, after my rebates, everything else, my purchase price on this vehicle, what I financed was $39,000. That is right in line with buying a new Toyota Camry, like a mid-sized sedan, or even like a smaller SUV, which is the classification of the Model Y. I consider this more like a sedan. I love the headroom. I mean, I have tons of room here. I got used to driving in the snow with rear-wheel drive again. I used to drive pickup trucks and work vans, so driving with rear-wheel drive, got to remember, give yourself a little extra time. Regenerative braking, that freaked me out at first, but now when I drive my wife's car, she has a 2024 Ford Bronco Sport Heritage, the baby blue with a white top. This thing's a beautiful car, but it freaks me out a little when I drive it, because I forget I have to actually put my foot on a brake, because I use the brake so rarely in this car. When I don't have full self-driving, autopilot's amazing. I love how it just lock me into place and get me where I'm going down the road, and I just adjust as I need to. I don't like the fact that if you don't have full self-driving, it does not allow for lane changes and stuff like that. It kind of just keeps you where you are, and that's it. But I use it all the time when I'm on the highway. I like the adaptive cruise control. I really like just setting the cruise control and steering myself. It just makes for a very great drive. I find myself using the cruise control when I don't have full self-driving all the time, even on backcountry roads. What else can I say about this car? Tons of room. My signs, like I said, I'm a realtor, so my yard signs in the back, no problem. Lock boxes, I have hidden storage spots for lock boxes. The frunk is full of rider signs, like coming soon and under contract, all that. That's all just sitting up in the front. I always have one with me. I also have a couple of folding chairs up there with me. A wine caddy that I use when I'm out with my wife. So, I mean, the front is just nice to have that extra space where I'm not dealing with anything. Inside the car, I love that it has the charging ports. I love that it has the charging pads. There's a lot of storage in the vehicle. I bought some aftermarket trays, not through Tesla, but through another company. So I have a slide tray in the center console and in the armrest, just because I don't like how deep the armrest was. I like that it's deep, but it doesn't do me any good if I just have a pile of junk sitting at the bottom. Cup holders, I had to get a cup holder addition too, because coffee cups fly around in there way too much, and you don't want to be spilling coffee all over the car. So I have a silicone insert for both of the cup holders, which now makes it super tight though when you're using a larger cup, but it is what it is. Seats I love. I've got, right now we're in winter, I'm noticing a small drop in mileage with the cold, but not enough to really get me concerned. I have no mileage anxiety. I mean, and I drive a lot. I'm close enough to Chicago, Madison, Milwaukee, where there's charging stations everywhere. So it's not worrying me. It's just, you got to think differently. You're not going to sit somewhere and fill up like a gas station. You're just going to top off to get to your next location and get to your next location. Supercharging, I mean, I've never sat more than 8 minutes at a supercharging station, and never paid more than like $8. So, did freak me out the first time. I parked for a week at O'Hare at the long-term parking, and I make sure when I'm doing a trip and my car's gonna be at the airport, I do a full 100%, which brings me to 311 miles. It says my 100% right now, and I'll drive to O'Hare and I'll put it in long-term parking because it's outdoors. I lose about 10 miles a day. So if I'm sitting there for 7 days, I lose almost 70 miles. So that was a little concerning. There is a charging station right at O'Hare. Unfortunately though, where everyone else is charging 36 to 42 cents per kilowatt hour, O'Hare most times is at 75 cents per kilowatt hour. So you learn that you want to shop for charging stations too, based on where their locations are and taxes. You wind up with a little more that way. I have no sponsors for this video. I'm just, promoting my Selling the Stateline page. Like I said, mostly I do real estate, but wanted to talk about the car. For more following, if you like real estate, follow this page, Selling the Stateline. If you like to learn more about what goes on in the Stateline area, which is, McHenry County, basically, to Galena, the Rockford metro area, stuff like that, you can follow our other YouTube page. I run a podcast with my two friends, George and Josh, called Reppin, R-E-P-P-I-N, the Stateline. And we talk about food and drinking and music and families and all that fun stuff over there. But this is for my YouTube. That's both on YouTube. I'm posting this on YouTube, but I'll also be posting this probably to Facebook, Instagram, that kind of stuff. But we'll see how it goes. That's about all I got. I mean, am I happy with my purchase? I'm extremely happy. I can't say enough good things about this vehicle. I feel very safe, very secure. I love the touchscreen. I like the sleekness of the whole thing, and that's about it. So if you want to talk to me more about this car or have any questions, drop me a comment. If you are in McHenry County, Boone County, Winnebago County, DeKalb, Ogle, Kane, all those areas like in northern Illinois, and you're got questions about real estate, you can give me a call, 815-847-0359, or go to sellingthestateline.com, or leave me a message here and I'll get back to you. So look forward to connecting, and I hope this video is helpful for people finding out if it's worth getting the Model Y.